guys, welcome back. It's Melody. I wanted to talk about minimalism today because that's my absolute favorite topic, and I wanted to make a video for people especially just starting on the minimalist journey, or maybe you're at the very end and you just can't seem to kick the last few things away. So I have a list here so that I wouldn't forget any point, because from my experience, corpers have some pretty bad memories. First one is the hardest one for me, so that's why I put it at the very top, and that is I spent a lot of money on something. Eventually, when you do the initial purge, you'll get down to a few things and you'll really hone your skills. So when you're shopping, you'll buy very few things that don't work out. You'll be able to tell within 30 days whether it's not going to work out and not have those things taking up space. And there will be a few things that will still slip in. And for things like electronics, it's easier to get rid of because you can get back most of your money. I wrote a whole blog post on the sunk cost fallacy, but basically that's how I get rid of things that are really expensive that don't pan out. You might be in a bad relationship and you'll say to yourself, but I've already spent 3 years. Well, the thing is you can't get those 3 years back. So that's the sunk cost fallacy. It should never be considered because it can never be recovered again. So the only thing that you should be considering when making decisions going forward is how things are operating now. Is the business working out now? Is the relationship working out now? You shouldn't consider the things that are in the past that cannot be recouped. And obviously you can get some of the money back. So put it on Craigslist, put it on eBay, and set it at a moderate level, and then if it doesn't sell within a month, bring it down. If you have a parent or an SO, if they're on board with minimalism, you can get all the things together that you want to sell, and one person can take all the pictures, draw up the ad, and send it to the other person. The other person can post it and deliver it to whoever wants to buy it. So you kind of split the duty so you don't have to do everything at once. This is my second biggest one, is I bought too much, and I'll get to it. So a lot of times we'll buy backup of things and we didn't realize we had something, or we just like stocking up on things because of sales, or just because we like to have lots of extra. Maybe you bought too many Q-tips or something like that, and you don't want to get rid of it because you're thinking, well, I'm still going to use it eventually. It may take me 10 years, but I'll eventually get to it. But the problem with that is when you're decluttering, you want to have your dream place now. You want to keep on putting it past for years and years and years, trying to use up all of your backup. So you just need to cut your losses. And the reason why you should cut your losses is because it forces you to be creative. So when you do run out of something, you have to find a substitute, and almost everything that you own can be substituted for another thing. Do what you can to get it down to a reasonable level. Most things you don't even need one backup of. I am going to save so much money, so I should take advantage of the sale. I should use this coupon and buy a lot of stuff. And if I use coupons, it's going to be for something big. But for the most part, I do not keep coupons. I do not organize them. I used to organize a lot of things. I used to have a lot more in my house. And maybe my videos would have been more interesting because it's so nice to look at so many things organized in a row. But the truth of the matter, you just don't need that many things. The fourth excuse that we use is I'll eventually get to it. But someday never comes. For sure, you will throw out something that you will think to yourself, man, I wish I had it now. Most of the time you can easily repurchase it, and even if you can't, the pros greatly outweigh the cons of losing one or two things. You would keep thousands of things for those one or two things that you lose. We tie books to intelligence, makeup to beauty, entertaining to popularity, and we tie education to respect. A lot of times when we are getting rid of something, we think to ourselves, I can't give up on my dreams, because we're tying things to dreams. But the bottom line is that we are a walking compilation of all of our dreams and all of our accomplishments. You saw my tiny little makeup bag in my bathroom video, and I can make tons of looks with just a tiny makeup bag. Just limit it to the best. And the last reason why we hold on to things is just in case. And this is the easiest one to get over, because all you have to do is play a game with yourself. How few things can I live with? And eventually you'll see, oh my gosh, it was so ridiculous that I had so many tools in my toolkit. Our ancestors, what was a necessity to them was very few things. And I guarantee you, you're not going to get rid of those just in case things that our ancestors considered as necessities. So you don't have to worry about it. Just try it. That's the easiest way to get over the just in case excuse. I just wanted to give some 3 really last minimalist tips. I always use a credit card. I don't use cash, and it's a Citibank 2%. And if you have self-control, there's no harm in using your credit card because there's fraud protection. You don't have to worry about losing your money, carrying money, touching money. It is a true minimalist philosophy just to stick to one card. The second quick tip is that don't ignore the kitchen when it comes to minimalism. I've noticed that a lot of minimalists, they'll be minimalist in every area, but in the kitchen will just be bursting out of the seams. Don't ignore the kitchen, and here's why. Because you use it all the time. You have to cook in it 2 or 3 times a day, and it's going to greatly improve your health if you get rid of all of the excess. Most of the things in there is just not adding to your health whatsoever. So try my 10 condiment challenge. Try things like that, like substituting certain things, and see how few things you can get away with, because I guarantee you your life will be so much better if you focus on the kitchen. I have learned the hardest things to get rid of are handmade or expensive or living. When you've taken care of a plant for so long, then you don't want to get rid of it. When you have something handmade, you think of it as someone's hard work went into this. It's a one of a kind. So just because you pare down to minimalism and you're trying to be socially responsible and you might be going on Etsy, don't go hog wild. It will be harder to get rid of those Etsy things when they don't work out or when you get tired of them. And then of course expensive things. Once you go through the Craigslist, eBay, Goodwill, you will never want to make that mistake again, so you're back on Craigslist. So always hesitate when it's expensive. So those are my absolute #1 tips when it comes to minimalism. So I hope that this video helped you out. If it did, go ahead and give this a like, and I'll see you next Sunday.